If you're planning for retirement or have already retired, chances are you've heard of the famous 4% rule. This rule of thumb suggests that retirees can safely withdraw 4% of their nest egg each year, adjusted for inflation, without running out of money over a 30-year retirement period. However, like any rule, it has its limitations and potential drawbacks. In this video, we'll explore the hidden costs associated with following the 4% rule and whether it's still a viable strategy in today's economic climate. What is the 4% rule? Before we dive into the costs, let's briefly revisit what the 4% rule entails. Proposed by financial planner William Bengen in the 1990s, the rule is based on historical data and simulations. It suggests that if you withdraw 4% of your initial retirement portfolio balance in the first year, and then adjust that amount for inflation in subsequent years, your portfolio should last for at least 30 years, even through tough market conditions. For example, if you have a $1 million portfolio at retirement, the 4% rule would allow you to withdraw $40,000 in the first year, and then adjust that amount for inflation each year afterward. The hidden costs of the 4% rule. 1. Sequence of returns risk. One of the biggest risks associated with the 4% rule is the sequence of returns risk. This refers to the potential impact of experiencing poor investment returns, especially in the early years of retirement. If your portfolio suffers significant losses in the first few years, and you continue to withdraw at the same rate, you could deplete your nest egg much faster than anticipated. 2. Inflation risk. While the 4% rule accounts for inflation by adjusting withdrawals each year, it assumes a relatively modest inflation rate. If inflation is higher than expected, the purchasing power of your withdrawals could diminish more quickly, forcing you to either reduce your standard of living or risk running out of money sooner. 3. Longevity risk. The 4% rule is based on a 30-year retirement period. However, with increasing life expectancies, many retirees may need their portfolios to last longer than 30 years. If you live beyond your projected life expectancy, you could face the risk of running out of funds, especially if you've been strictly following the 4% rule. 4. Healthcare costs. One often overlooked cost is the potential increase in healthcare expenses as you age. The 4% rule may not account for the rising costs of medical care, long-term care, or unexpected health issues, which could put a significant strain on your retirement funds. 5. Lifestyle adjustments. The 4% rule assumes a relatively steady withdrawal rate throughout retirement. However, many retirees may want to adjust their spending habits or make significant purchases, e.g., a new home, travel, or supporting family members, that could exceed the 4% guideline. Such lifestyle changes could accelerate the depletion of your portfolio. 6. Portfolio allocation. The success of the 4% rule relies heavily on your portfolio's asset allocation and performance. If your portfolio is too conservative or too aggressive, it may not generate the returns necessary to sustain the 4% withdrawal rate over the long term. Alternatives and modifications to the 4% rule. 1. Adjusting the withdrawal rate. Some financial advisors suggest adjusting the withdrawal rate based on individual circumstances, such as life expectancy, risk tolerance, and portfolio performance. For example, a more conservative withdrawal rate of 3% or 3.5% could provide a higher level of portfolio sustainability, especially in low-return environments. 2. Dynamic withdrawal strategies. Instead of a fixed withdrawal rate, some experts recommend dynamic withdrawal strategies that adjust based on portfolio performance and market conditions. For example, you could withdraw a higher percentage in years when your portfolio performs well and a lower percentage in down years. 3. Bucket strategy. The bucket strategy involves dividing your portfolio into different buckets, or segments, each designed for specific purposes and time horizons. This approach can help manage sequence of returns risk and provide greater flexibility in adjusting withdrawals based on market conditions. 4. Annuities and guaranteed income sources. Incorporating annuities or other guaranteed income sources, such as pensions or social security, into your retirement plan can provide a stable income stream and reduce the reliance on portfolio withdrawals. 5. Retirement income planning. Rather than relying solely on the 4% rule, it's essential to engage in comprehensive retirement income planning. This involves considering your unique financial situation, goals, risk tolerance, and various income sources to develop a personalized withdrawal strategy. Conclusion. The 4% rule has been a popular guideline for retirement planning, but it's important to understand its limitations and potential hidden costs. While it can serve as a starting point, it's crucial to consider factors such as sequence of returns risk, inflation, longevity, healthcare costs, and lifestyle adjustments. By understanding these costs and exploring alternative strategies, you can better prepare for a secure and sustainable retirement. Ultimately, seeking professional financial advice and regularly reviewing and adjusting your retirement plan is essential to ensure you don't outlive your savings.